Hello everybody. I'm so mean to Linux people. All right, let me tell my... All right, let me see. That's good. Okay, I think we're all set. Let me get a tea. I will be right back. Not 5 minutes, but there's a timer. All right. Well, let me drop the link to this project. It's very fresh, so we'll be building this up during the stream. And I'll just pin that. Okay, cool. So, what are we doing? I use this hack script. It's kind of weird, but totally works. I forget where I got it. I got it like from like a friend or no, I think it was Jonathan. Somebody basically gave me a script that gave me a clue to running FFmpeg to do restreaming, but then I use it for something totally different. Let me get to my stream manager so I can let people curse. Not sure why Twitch has a problem with people saying fuck, but then you can show those boobs in a hot tub. Okay. So the script, it's in prototypes, and like here's this one. It's just basically a gigantic FFmpeg command line. What it does is it accepts an RTMP stream as its input. It'll actually sit there and wait, and then you can stream to that, and then you can tell FFmpeg to send the result. And with all of FFmpeg's like ability to change like frame rates and bit rates and things like that, so then you can tell it to send it to another MP4 or FLV, or any of these services will accept like quite a few protocols. So in this case, I'm telling it to send it FLV to Twitch, and then I think another one was Twitter. Yeah, this one's doing it to Twitch and Twitter. And then this is one that I changed just to do, all it does is just restream to Twitch. Now the reason I do that, or sometimes I have to do it, is I have this recording device, which is really good, but it has a sort of like this dumb flaw. So it's this thing. It works really well. It streams straight out to Twitch, YouTube, anything. And it can capture on 4 cameras. It offloads all of my streaming, recording, everything onto a separate device. So my CP, my PC is working great. I can demo any PC. It's working really good. The downside, though, is that it can record locally, and it can also isolate. So it'll save like each camera as a video file, and it can do insanely high bit rates, right? You know, massive qualities. I think 76,000 bit. But if you stream, it will only save at whatever rate you're streaming. So if I stream at Twitch's max, which I think is 6 megabits or 7 megabits, then the resulting file I get, if I want to edit it later, is way lower. Is like 7. So I don't want that. So what I do is I stream to this thing, and I tell my device to stream at max quality. So I'm using this literally to downsample the recording before sending it to Twitch and Twitter and whatever else I want. So that's the reason I use it. Right, so I got this RTMP is coming in at, I think it's 76. I'm not sure. And then it's getting re-encoded with FFmpeg, and FFmpeg is sending it on to Twitch with, I think, 7 megabit. All right, so that's the idea. So I've been using this, but, you know, this shell script is not ideal. And I've been doing a lot of C++, so I'm like, you know, really all I need to do is fire up FFmpeg. I could probably do like a simple little GUI. Yeah, maybe I just write a little C++ program. Because C++ is going to be able to like restart it and check it. And you could write this in anything. You could write it in Python, JavaScript, whatever, but I'm doing C++ a lot, so figured I would do it. All right, so that's the goal. Basically going to replicate this first one. No GUI, just a command line. Okay. So first things first, let's get main.cpp. Oh, wait, actually, let's bring over my sort of like my common build stuff. And actually, probably, yeah, I could probably just bring these over. Yeah, I'm just gonna bring this. Yeah, this would be a good bit of kit. Just do that. Yeah, I'll just use it as like a starter project. Okay. And I probably should do... Yeah, hold up. Let's do... That's a bit better. Yeah, alright, so that gets me started. Okay, and we're going to call this... I couldn't think of a name, so distributary. It's a word used for a river that forks, basically, like it goes off on its own. It's like a big stream, and then you have a little distributary. At least I think so. Alright, we've got catch 2, format. My stuff. Okay, that's good. Let's do RM builder and sub projects. Oh yeah. Good old Windows. And let's confirm the scripts have what I want. Yeah, it should be about it. And make a makefile. I did. Alright, I think make reset will get us going. Alright. Let's move that over here. Okay, and then run tests. Okay, cool. Everything's working. Let's see what we got. Let's make sure the git ignore. Alright, so that gets us up and running pretty quick. A makefile, I'll add the DBC stuff. FSM, Mason. Scripts and tests. Should make like a generator has all that crap in it. Okay, awesome. Alright, let's make a main. Let's just go into builder. And then... yeah, let's get a basic main going. We're gonna need the JSON library. I think that might only be... yeah, probably just that. Oh, there's another thing I like to bring over. Alright, should be good. Alright, let's move this back up there. Okay. So I think we can just work in this one file for a bit. Yeah, I think it's good. Let's see, yeah, let's add... Let's see what libraries I'm using in Turing's tar pit. It's a good base. No, no, don't need that, don't need that. No, don't need any of that. Alright, that's dumb. I should just make. Alright, let's sit down for a bit. Awesome. I think that's it for now. We're not going to do much with GUI. I might just do FTX UI. Yeah, FTX UI is pretty snazzy. Just something that runs in a terminal. Okay, yeah, cool. Alright, so for the most part, we just need to use... Yeah, I could probably replicate the prototype. Let's do the simplest case, this one. And we just need to use popen. Probably a pretty simple popen thing. I'll most likely use a state machine to keep track of it running and not. And also probably the async stuff. That seemed to be pretty useful. And then a basic event loop. Okay, so let's just get that script working. Alright, we need popen. Yeah, we're literally just going to do this. Can we do that? Yeah. Would help if I actually did that. And then, we'd also need the key target URL. That's fine. Yeah, we'll work that out in a second. Let's get this to run with an error. And then file, yeah, just something simple. Let me look up popen. Yeah, right. What am I doing for this type? Probably just R. Close on exec. Close on exec. Let me check that. This one. Let me go look at what I'm doing in that code, because I wonder if I need to specify that. But it should just be then ffmpeg command dot cstring comma read, unless I also need E. That should be in builder. Interesting. I wonder what the impact of having no E on that is. Does that make it less thread safe? Okay, let's see what we got. Now, it's not going to work at all. All right, we're going to do that's going to fail, and then we should do p close returns an int. Yes. Yeah, that should be it. And then okay, so that should, I don't think it'll print it. I think actually we would run in a loop. Let's build. Let's see what we get. That worked? No way. No way. All right. Yeah, we're going to have to do a loop and read that. Let's do, oh, I can actually have a separate little test program too. So then I can start an FFmpeg that reads on a socket and writes to the disk, and then this would read and send to that. Ah, interesting. Okay, so then we just read that. I review what I'm doing in Builder again. I think I'm just doing like an fgets, right? Yeah, okay. buffer. Should try to use something a bit more. Yeah, let's do that. Oh. I could probably use a do while there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get fancy. I never get to use do while. And that should be in the same scope. Wow, man. I use too many languages. I think in JavaScript that would be off. That's definitely the better way. All right, let's try it. No work to do. You're crazy. Oh, none of this has been building. Have to put it into the build. How do I... Okay, it's just nlom and JSON. All right. Now we should get tons of errors. Yes, okay, great. Oh, I need to do oh, that's right. Yeah, that should be all I need. All right. Way better. Oh yeah, we have to man, not on point today. Yep, I thought so. All right, we got a first run. All right, so it should do nothing. Oh. I think it actually started. Ah. But it should be doing output. I have nothing to test it with. I'm literally streaming while I'm working on a streaming thing. Okay, we'll see what it does. Oh, okay. Why did that take... Oh, probably Windows Defender got involved. Yeah, we'll have to say that. Wow, that's annoying. Give me a second, folks. I ran FFmpeg a billion times. I don't know why now it's suddenly got a problem. And also, why is it so slow? Okay. Weird. Alright, so it ran it. Now, it's just waiting for me to send it a stream. Okay, good. Okay. Okay, alright, it's working. It should be printing... Well, FFmpeg is one of those annoying programs that dumps a bunch of garbage to the standard error. Which is so irritating. At some point, programmers got in their head that error is fast. Error is where you send debug info. And then they just classify everything they write as debug info. Okay. Yeah, so see, it's listening on 1935. Okay, not bad. And let's make sure that it actually builds, and I'll commit that. Then we need config files. I might change up this music. I've listened to this for like 3-4 days. I like it, but maybe we go with some classical. Any genre requests, let me know. Alright, let me know if this puts people to sleep. Go back to the... Okay. I think we're good. Yeah, okay, so that's a good start. All right. Let's run it again. All right, it's firing up FFmpeg. See if we have to add anything. Okay. Yeah, I like this a bit better. I'm feeling old today. I'll start handing out butterscotch toffee candies to everybody who watches. Would you like a candy, grandson? Okay, so we're going to do JSON for config file. Possibly want to have multiple config files, we'll see. Let's get this function to kind of work with let's do const string let me full screen that. You know, let's just copy it. I don't need to worry about speed and stuff. Yeah, so eventually what we're going to do is kind of like strip out all of this, all these variables, all this stuff from the script. Make that configurable. So let's do bit rate. Okay, so we got that. Then we just need to replace these. So bit rate, right? That's first. No, listen is first. Yeah. There we go. Okay, and let's do this real quick. I kind of hate that syntax. Like, it's fine for some stuff, but... Alright, bit rate. I think that's used twice, yeah. Where's the next one? Yeah, here. And that means we have to add it. That line's getting a little long. I guess Halloween is coming up soon. Okay, let's also do a print line. All right. Okay, we can't do that there. Gotta do that here. And let's do this a little bit more. And we'll go over there. Oops. I have a little footstool down here that falls over. Right, so run ffmpeg. We need the listen at Twitch bitrate and then send to I'll just have it do something like that. Which, it doesn't try to connect until you start sending, so it'll just do that for test. Oh, and we're shadowing that. Okay. This might be a little too sleepy. Yeah, let's go back to what we were doing. Let's change it to this. There we go. Alright, did my build work? It did. Let's run it. Alright, let's load that from a JSON. Yeah, let's take a look. Yep, there we go. Text replaced. And it would send it, this would be where it would send it to Twitch. And this is the bitrate. That should show up here and here. GV, that better not be 60 frames per second. That would suck. I'm accidentally doing 60 frames per second. Let's look that up. Oh boy. No, I think that's for, yeah, that's for the GOP. So it's every 60 frames you do a GOP frame. Okay, yeah, alright, good. It'd be terrible if it was like re-encoding a 30 frame per second into a 60 frame per second. It'd be so pointless. They'd be sending... I don't even know Twitch would accept that. But that option, this one, is kind of a magic incantation to make streaming work better. "4K 240 hertz? No, you don't need that. I mean, if you got the money, go for it, but... I do use a 4K monitor, I guess. Yeah, let me just look. Well, this is, because I'm streaming, it's 1920 by 1080. But I'm definitely, I mean, I'm not using it. I'm 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames per second, so I'm way below that. But yeah, I think I code on it. Normally, like if I'm coding, it'll be it'll be 4K. I think it's hard to find monitors that aren't 4K today. But one thing I do think really helps is having a second monitor. So like I'm looking at your comment on a second monitor actually, and then the code is up there. And you can get, like, it's really amazing today. You can get 1920 by 1080 decent external monitor for I think $50. FHD external monitor. Yeah, like I think I got, what do I have? Mine is a QQH. I have one for my painting station. I think that was like the cheapest. Yeah. No, I think I have this one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, go away. I don't want any of this. I'm not recommending this brand. That's just the one I have. It worked really well. Yeah, so basically you can get a little 15-inch monitor as a second monitor for like $50 now. 50 to 70. I would say a second monitor is probably more useful than like an insanely high-end single monitor. Because what happens is there's like I'm streaming right now, right? So I have to, you know, tab between references that I'm reading and my code and the terminal. But if you have a second monitor, what you do is you take your reference and you take your terminal, throw those on a second monitor, and then this monitor becomes all code. And you use the second monitor as just a reference, like you look down there and go, oh yeah, that's the thing, run it, stuff like that. It really helps. Or the other thing I'll do is like, if I'm just hacking and kind of relaxing, I'll like throw like a Twitch stream on my other monitor or a YouTube, you know, something like kind of to distract my brain while I code. Four monitors, yeah. I mean, mine only supports 3. I've got a 3090. 3090 Ti? Yeah. 4 monitors. Why would you need 4 monitors? I think I joked on Twitter that if you run 4 monitors, you're using Linux, so you can't stream Twitch anyway. Sorry, I'm salty about all my years of Linux and trying to use browsers. Anyway, so we got this running. JSON. Let's get a JSON file up. JSON is surprisingly easy. Let's do config.json. All right, what are we going to do? Yeah, you know what? Let's just kind of copy what we have up there. But I will say, I've studied music, I've studied painting, art, programming definitely. And I think there is sort of like a genre of expert that will say something like, oh, I can sound good with any guitar, or I can do a painting with like any paint. I can code with just a trashy CRT. And the thing is like, yeah, you can, right? But when they have to make something of high quality, they aren't using just trash. They're out there. Well, some painters will still use trash, but they're out there using the best equipment they can when they want to produce something of a professional quality. So if you can afford it, and it really does help, then definitely get the best equipment you can. And like I said, if I was to get anything, if it was a choice between like a $2,000 monitor or 2 $1,000 monitors, or like a better graphics card and 2 $500 monitors, I would get 2 monitors. Let's see. This is not the music I want. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Are you referring to that? Buff max. It's going into a C function, which is requiring a buff array. Honestly, you can use whatever you need to get things done. I'm not a big fan of like purity and stuff, because what that does just makes it so you have to go through convoluted bullshit to get your idea out. The better approach is get your idea out, get that thing done. Don't worry about pleasing anyone, or being I call them pick me programmers. They're like, oh, look at me, I did it perfect, pick me, I'm a good guy, don't do that. Just get your thing done, get it working, then go back and kind of clean it up. Don't do it at the very end, but like take sort of a cycle of doing creativity, get it working, get your thing up, get it functioning, get your idea out of your head, then take a break and get in there and tighten it up. Get rid of anything that is going to cause a crash, add in checks, add in a lot of assertions, fixes, unit tests, everything. Then go back to being creative. So you can use any damn thing you want. Get it done. And anybody trying to say like, oh, well, that's not pure C++. Hey, 10 years ago, none of this was technically pure C++. Languages change, so use what you got. Let me see, we got listen at, bit rate, and that's at 7M. There is. C++ has very extensive error handling. Very, very good error handling. Actually, no. There is some controversy with C++'s exceptions. I think older compilers had kind of crappy performance on how they handled exceptions. So there is sort of like I believe, I forget if I think it's Google's policy is to not use them. The official C++ policy is there's a specific way to use them that makes them work really well. And then I think the other major standard is Unreal Engine. Is it that company or is it EA? There's a company that does game development. They have a very specific standard they use, and that one is kind of I think that one's fine with exceptions, but in a certain way. I know a lot of also embedded programmers don't like exceptions. Send to, that's what it is. We're gonna send to okay, we're gonna load that file out of the JSON. I mean, C++ runs out of memory just about as much as anybody else. Just depends on how you use it. I mean, hell, with computers these days, maybe never. Like you can just go buy like 256 gigs of RAM for almost nothing. No, not really. I think it just uses it. I mean, yeah, you could probably write C++ to detect that, but nah, I don't think you'd want to. Alright, so let me see. F gets buffer, P close handle, listen at. And let me see. Yeah, okay, so then loading the JSON file. Let me go see how I was doing that in my other project. Maybe in Builder. Yeah, that's probably the best example. There we go. Yeah. I mean, technically, C++ is like C or assembly. You can kind of do anything. It's also kind of what makes it hard to use. You can, like, it's such a wide open canvas to do whatever the hell you want. Okay, so we read that. All right, so we got to get that. Let's make a function. Load config. And what's the return type? Yeah, just return it. Not sure if it does a copy. Oh, also, oh yeah, there's that weirdo. I did that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, okay, so anytime you ask a question, can a language do this? Can a language do that? If it's a compiled language, like it gets compiled down to a CPU bytecode, then it can do anything, right? It's just how hard is it, right? So yeah, you could write assembly language that can call C++, but good luck. I mean, you might want to do it as like a fun exercise, but other than that, I would never put myself through that. But technically C++ uses kind of the C calling convention, but then they mangle their functions. It's pretty complicated. Although these days, I'm not sure. I think operating systems might just support it directly. Let's just do this. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, do that, and then we're going to grab wrong thing. Yeah, then we'll change this up. Let's get that loading, and then we're going to compile it. Oh, and I need that. Yeah. Pull up my reference. Is it F-stream, IO-stream? Probably F-stream. Yeah, so basically that's what you would do. You would just inline the assembly language you need, but yeah, I mean, accessing C functions is very easy. C++ functions, you'd have to know how the compiler mangles the function name, which is possible. They're supposed to use a standard when they do it, but manually doing that in C++ is pretty hard. Alright, so we got this, we got this. Okay, so run it and see if it loads. Okay, runs, good. So then we don't want to use these configs. Let's get... Yeah. Do we pull it out and then pass it to run ffmpeg, or do we just hand run ffmpeg the config and let it do it? Yeah, I don't know. Is there garbage collection in C++? I feel like you could probably Google that, but there is something called the Beam GC. It's been around forever. It's actively developed. I think this thing's been around for, what was it, 25 years? A long ass time. So if you need garbage collection, it's actually a very good one. It uses a lot of different strategies. It's I think it's primarily a research project for BWC, Beam, Dermers, Weiser, these three folks. And it does work. I actually know what a lot of people use it for is as sort of like a memory debugger. Because it will do all sorts of things like tell you when memory went out of scope, when it was accessed. It does quite a lot. However, C++, if we go to CPP reference... Oh, let me give you that link real quick. So go here and here. Alright, so you can use the Beam garbage collector, right? But if you want to have kind of more exact memory, then You want to use unique pointer. Oh, I want to create a count. Okay, there we go. You want to use a unique pointer or a shared pointer. Now these have problems. They're not as fancy as what you would get with Rust, or, you know, Go's garbage collection is very, very good, things like that. Like, having those features built into the language is superior. But you can use these, and the shared pointer is basically going to do reference counting, and unique pointer is going to prevent you from taking a reference to that thing. And then when they go out of scope, they free their whatever they're pointed at. There's one more, I always forget it, but you're not supposed to use it. I think it's a weak pointer. I believe that one has issues though, so they don't recommend it. I know one of these has like a bug that they've acknowledged. No, maybe it's not that one. Anyways, there's something about those. So the garbage collection is never going to be as efficient as a language with it built in. So most likely C#'s garbage collection is going to be way more efficient because it completely controls the language, and it even has its own machine, right? And so like even like a language like Rust, Go, Zig, pretty much any language where they've already had a memory model worked out and they've got some kind of garbage collection or pooling or whatever, it's going to beat C++, right? Because C++ is very much roll your own. But these days, I think most people just kind of like, they use references for a lot of stuff, and they use the memory pointers very sparingly. Okay, so we're loading the config. Yeah, let me do this, do that. At the buffer, I don't need that. Debate, debate, debate. Do we load that? Yeah, let's load them straight out of it. No, you can write drivers and all kinds of stuff. It just depends on like what the operating system supports. And it's, you know, a compiled language. Usually drivers have to be loaded. Yeah, we'll just load it like that. Okay, now, so it does, let's see, it's like config.template. I have to look this up. Yeah, something like that. No, it's like, I think that's it. Let's see if I got it right. Hey. Oh yeah, and then you have to specify the thing. Oh, that's weird. Let me look at that API. Huh. Weird. They only have get 2? Why do they only have get 2? Nah, they have to have something else. To the docs. Really nice library. It just has the docs are a little weird. They talk a lot about conversion and not a lot about really basic stuff like how do you get a thing out. Yeah, like you scroll through this mountain of documentation and there's in like a single, yeah, there it is. Yeah, as far as I know, that's all I have to do. All right, well, I'll do that. We'll see. And then... No, let's just unify that, make that bit rate. And then one more. No, we'll have to make sure we do error checking. I think that's right. Have I used Arduino? Briefly. Not too much, though. Aha. Okay, and then bitrate. Okay. So then, let's see if it actually runs. Yeah, cool. All right. So we got config files. All right, so nothing is hard-coded here. I'll have to research popen and how to get the error output, or tell the FFmpeg to stop doing that. Figure out which one is easier. Cool. I think that's actually the basis of the whole thing. Yeah, keeps reading the output. Alright, so I think next step would be making a little state machine that kind of keeps this all organized. And it might be better for load config to maybe wire up a like a struct. Yeah, we'll have to work on how to clean that. Because I'm thinking, so we got that. Yeah, run FFmpeg. That'll be turned into a state machine that like runs the command, keeps track of this, make sure it errors out. So yeah, getting this config and putting it into a struct would probably make it work a bit better. Yeah, just a constructor, you give it the config and it's done. Okay, let me commit that. And we could have... Yeah. Okay, cool. Delete operator? No. There's other conditions where you use it. I'm not using it though. For example, let's make a class junk. Right? I actually just learned this myself, so very handy. All right, so you have a constructor, junk. Right? Now let's say you want to make sure that this is like there's only one, right? One of the things that C++ is constantly trying to copy things. It loves to copy things. So what you can do is you go junk, and then do junk, and you do reference J, and then you say equals delete. So when you do that, it deletes this function, and it makes it not possible to copy it. So that way people have to either create it on the heap, and then you would use like shared pointer, or you would use unique pointer, or you just ensure that you always pass it around by reference, which I think is like the more modern C++ thing. I remember when I was doing C++ like 30 years ago, it was all heap allocated, right? So every single time I remember it was always this pointers and heap allocation. So now you can just do this, and then you just, pass copies or pass references around, and then you don't have to do a heap allocation. So there you go. One use of delete outside of deleting memory. I also think a lot of people use unique pointers, and then let it do the deletes. I don't think there's I think these days a lot of people try to avoid manual delete. Okay, I think we've got a lot that works. A live test would be good, but let's see. We're gonna probably want to change this up. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some more tea, and then we're gonna turn this into a struct that takes a config and sets itself up. That'll be the next thing. Kind of clean that up, and then maybe make a state machine that handles keeping the FFmpeg running and stuff like that. All right, so I'll be right back, folks. Enjoy the music while I'm out for about 3-4 minutes. forgot I did mute over there. I have many mute buttons. All right, let's do some cleaning. Yeah, just do that, and then... Okay. Too many things named config. All right, this should be a little bit nicer. I will say that compiles. Need to run my game. Yeah, seems to work. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I gotta say, C++ has gotten a lot easier. Even something as simple as what I just did would have been tons of work years ago. Probably move this up into here. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Hopefully that's not going to be an annoying copy. Okay. Oh yeah, let's go back to doing that. Okay. See what we get with that. Oh. I wonder if people are using dependency injection anymore. It was like all the rage when I was learning the code early on. All right. It's a bit cleaner. All right, so we got config. It loads itself up. All right, we'll push that as we go. I'd like to see if I can automate that. Maybe a template. Okay, so I got that. And if we bring in a GUI, then this will have to become async of some kind. Alright, so let's do trying to think if why are you asking me that? Are you just like Googling for questions? Let me see. Should polymorphic base class destructor be either public virtual or protected non-virtual? You know, I'm gonna say that if you're at that point in your class design, you've probably done screwed up somewhere. Yeah, I would have to actually make a class and then find out I need that, and then I think 90% of the time I would just turn it into a template or just back up and be like, why am I doing this? And I think that's very common these days. I don't think a lot of people do C++ and do as much of that insanely complicated virtual functions and things like that. They're very into don't use inheritance too much, don't use memory too much, do things with references, do things with simple structs and classes. And you can see that in the later designs of even the C++ standards committee is all about the structs now. And very little polymorphic classes. So like, I'll give you an example of that very thing. Okay, so I originally did this with a polymorphic base class that had a public virtual, right? So, oh, and you're saying the destructor. Well, yeah, so well, all of that goes away. I just basically got rid of, I use a template. All the virtual class crap went away. Pretty much everything just becomes simpler when you use a simple template. And then for the destructor, yeah, I mean, I would just basically figure out which one worked and do it that way. Yeah, so anyways. So why are you looking up all these weird questions? Are you actually looking to learn C++? Or are you just, are you about to ask me if I need art for my Twitch channel? I think that's the next thing. Then you're going to send me to a website that's protected by Cloudflare so I can't see the viruses behind it. Okay, so let's make a little state machine, kind of get it started. Let's say, what the hell am I going to call it? No, that would never happen. Especially right now, there's someone on Instagram who has been bothering me to get art. And it's probably working with Hixata Ghost Main. No offense, Hixata, but if you're going to ask me for art, you should know that I'm actually a semi-pro artist, so I don't really need art. I need time to do art. Oh, Pinecone. I realized that in the Turning Star Pit, I'm gonna do a sound each time you get hit, and I'm trying to figure out like what gesture to do. Like, do I do that? Like, or like a punch? I don't know. I'm gonna have to, and then you take a hit. We'll have to see how that goes. Oh yeah, dude, I've got like, see, I don't care because this is one more viewer and Twitch pushes me up the rankings a little bit. So I'm like, hey, you know, I'm basically farming them for views. They're free view botting. But yeah, if I look at my Instagram right now, there's, yeah, one of the people has sent me like 4 or 5 messages. And I think the other thing that's really interesting is, like also on Twitter, I get about 5 or 6. Every time I mention that I'm doing Twitch, they go and they look, they see I got about 3 to 400 followers, seems to be their target. And then they message you on Twitter, and I had 3 of them messaging me at the same time, then saying they want to do art. And so I go, sure, yeah, show me your art. What do you got? And they all send me the exact same videos. Like the exact same, like they just copy paste the same 10 videos in like one shot. Bam. 10 videos, exactly the same. But if you think about it, you can today take any of those AI art models, sit like a bunch of people who know pretty basic English, straightforward English, and basically get a group of people who just go around the internet saying, hey, do you need art? Do you need art? Do you need art? And if you got like, you know, let's say you're in low income areas like the Philippines, India, any place like that, you can basically get an art farm going, and they don't have to know anything about art, like not a single thing. So you can crank out probably, I'm gonna guess probably about $1 million US a year, with maybe 300-400 people that do nothing but just hang out in Twitch, copy paste questions that they get off of ChatGPT to people, and then they go, oh hey, to build the rapport. And then they say, hey, do you want art? I got art for you. And I think the really interesting thing is you would probably get some okay art. You would actually honestly get not bad because the AI models are good. But I also think that's kind of not the right way to do it, right? Like the thing I would do is I would come in and I'd say, hey, we can do art for you for $10. Here, check out these packages. We can do you this package. We'll do a complete redesign for $10. And don't say how you do it. Just guarantee that your art won't conflict with anyone else's. And then use AI models to crank out somebody's Twitter page, Twitch page, and then move on to the next one. And then you could even take it a step further, have AI generate it, and then you hand it to a small group of trained designers who rework it so that way it's unique for each person. But anyway, let's see. I don't even know what to call it. Let's call it server thing. When in doubt. Alright, so for the dead simple FSM, we need two types. We need a states and events. Let me get that in a second. And then, you know, I'm probably gonna need like a little GUI, a little graphic UI. I'm kind of tempted to go try that Fenster, that teeny tiny little graphics system that I found. It was mentioned on Hacker News about a week ago, but then I started diving into it, and it's incredibly capable for so little code. Let's not do server thing, and then I can do enum class server state, and enum class server event. And we're going to say start and error, and start and error. Okay, I think that gets me somewhere. And then I need, let's compile that. Right, and then just tell people that, right? Because I think most people are like, hey, you know, I need some graphics. It's expensive, so if I hire somebody who's they can do a quick turnaround, you know? And I would even position it, I would say 10 free revisions, right? Because one of the problems with doing design work is the revisions. So like if I were to think about how to do it as yeah, so what I would do is I would say AI, yeah, I would have AI do a first version, right? So let's say you got your first version. Don't even send it. Just send it on to the person. Have somebody check it real quick, make sure it's not garbage, and then just send it to the person. They're always going to have revisions. Hey, could you do this? Could you do that? So then, when it goes to the streamer, bring it back to the group that's like 10 designers that do nothing but handle the revisions. Now they can then say, hey, send it back to the AI people and tell them to do this, this, and this, right? But they could also just fix it real quick and then just send it back to the streamer. So you're using AI to get your initial feedback, and then you're just modifying it, doing like 10 quick little changes, and then done. And you know, charge them like $10 for the initial one and $2 per change. yeah, you're walking out with like, you know, anywhere from like 10 to 20, maybe $30. And honestly, like if something was, and also I think doing it for Twitch streamers is kind of dumb too, right? Because that's one time and then you go away. I'd be hitting people up for YouTube thumbnails. That's a ton of dumb work. So I would pitch them, yeah, well, $10 will do your a thumbnail with like 2 revisions. So if the thumbnail doesn't perform, you can request like 2 new ones. And there's a hell of a lot more YouTube videos being made than Twitch streamers. Alright, so I think that's the next thing to do. We got that. So let's grab this. That's basically going to go in there. We'll call it inside here and then figure it out. Oh, I didn't even know if that compiled. No, it did not. Ah, I keep forgetting that. Because it is dumb. Okay, so that worked. Let me go refresh my memory on... Yeah, not the CPP file, the HPP file. Yeah. Yeah, you just need a constructor and an event. Yeah, there you go. It takes the event. Got any plans for your Friday? Is it Friday? I have no idea. It's Saturday. I'm working on an exciting essay about finite state machines. That's my Saturday night. Maybe I'll get lucky and finish it, and then can play a little bit of Valheim. Hold on, I'm kind of getting bored of Valheim. It's been fun for a bit, but yeah. I think I might try to rush the next 2 bosses so I can get to the mist lands. This is kind of boring. It's just, I think the flaw in Valheim is that you have to keep grinding for new weapons in each biome. So when you get to the biome, you just grind, get a weapon, beat the boss, and then that weapon is pointless in the next biome. So you have to grind to get the next weapon. Hey, that's a good Saturday. It's a badass Saturday. Got any new anime you like, or you just watch the classics? Alright, let's make one. Alright, now we just got to convert that part into a little event loop. Let's make a few more states. Yeah, we can probably do... yeah, probably this whole thing. Yeah, just keep it in there. And then that does a start state. And let's make void. Let's make a stop state. And then we'll make a reading. Okay. So what do we need? We need... yeah, stop and reading. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. That's awesome. Isekai, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, my animes, you know, I'm familiar with a few of the classics, like Cowboy Bebop. My favorite is Kids on the Slope. It's like not a very popular one. Yeah. There was another one, Something Abyss that I watched recently. I really liked that one. Made in Abyss. Yeah. That was messed up. I like that one. But also kind of, you know, like, I think the thing about anime that's kind of odd is it just doesn't make any sense. You know, it's very, I mean, that's the whole point, right? Like, yeah, I like that one. And what was another one? It's an anime of, it's like these two girls and this Girls Last Tour. Yeah, that was another one I liked. Where they're kind of the last few humans remaining, and these two girls have sort of like a little tank. Little like motorcycle tank they drive around in. And then they run into a few of the remaining people. Okay. Okay, and then what I probably want to do let's also do yeah. I think that's what I like. And just like with any media, it's pretty hit or miss. And also it depends on, like, you know, who's watching it. Like Kids on the Slope is one of my favorites because it has actual like rotoscoped jazz musicians. It's set in the 1960s Japan when they were like really into the jazz from that time. And so it's got these like beautiful rotoscoped jazz sessions in it. It's these kids, they're basically trying to learn jazz in high school. And so, you know, for me, I like music, I play guitar, I was like, oh, this is great. This is great. And it's also got the same woman, I always call her last name's Kano, but I always say Jigoro Kano, which is actually the guy who created judo, so I always get that wrong. But she did the music for Cowboy Bebop and was I started the band Seatbelts. Very famous composer, like extremely famous. Okay, so then here we go. So we have a FSM state. State is reading it. Let's read. Run FFmpeg, I believe. Don't do that. We're gonna skip that. Yeah. Let's just return, and then the state machine will handle it. We have start, stop, error, and reading. Let's order those in the order they most likely go. Start reading, error, and stop. Probably do that. Next, start reading. Okay, so then when the server starts, it's in start state. Guess for now, just have one event go. Because it's just going to transition on its own. Yeah, we just keep telling it go until... Okay, so while server... let's see. You know what, let's just do this. And then we'll be able to augment that more. Not end. Alright, do that. Alright. Alright, just need to add those states to the server state. We need stop and reading. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So that should make it more robust, but I'll most likely... Alright, let's see if it runs. Alright, server state reading. Okay, cool. Yeah, probably have to... Might have to set up like a... I think Twitter will let you stream to it, but not actually publish it. So I'll probably have to test offline and confirm that it actually starts that, and then it should be able to manage it. And I may even try to... I gotta make sure I can grab the error output, and then what I can do is watch for like errors and things and restart it. But yeah, with the state machine, it'll let me like when it crashes, restart it, or figure out what's wrong, transition between them. Nice. Yeah, I like that. It's a lot cleaner. And this is gnarly, but that stuff's always gnarly. Alright, folks. I guess it's just you, right, Pinecone? Let me see. Ah, one other person. Welcome, other person. Alright, I'm going to commit this, and if anyone wants to play with it, go ahead. It should work a bit. I'll write up instructions. And then maybe I'll try to use it tonight at 10. Yeah, maybe I'll do some programming on it and get it working. And then tonight at 10, I'll try to dog food it. Alright, let me paste that link again in case it's not up on the pinned comment. And then, yeah, I will see everyone probably at 10 tonight. I will try to use this. It should be fun. Yeah, we'll try to use it and see how it works. Work on it by using it. I like doing that. It's more exciting. Use my own junk to make it not junk. Alright everyone, thanks for stopping by. I will see you later tonight, and then also just pretty much every day at 4 these days. So if you got any questions, go ahead and contact me on Twitter or in the Discord.